Good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone else on the session. I know we do have people from all around the world joining us. So good to be sharing with you about, more about trading and what we do here. Just to share with you now, as Scott has already gone through to start, we do have, I'll take that away. We do have the ForexTradingAsia.com economic calendar here. One thing I want to talk to you about is we are looking at the pound news today. We had quite a number of news on Monday where we saw the pound, the UK manufacturing PMI go from 60.4 to 60.1, services PMI for the UK going from 59.6 to a 55.5. So PMI numbers being over 50 still indicates that expansionary mode or expansionary phase. So it's still a relative positive number for the UK despite it dropping a little bit. It's still in the expansionary phase. So nothing, this is also one reason why we saw the UK or the pound jump up further a little bit more than we expected over the past couple of days. But what you want to notice here is that we see a lot of news since Monday, Tuesday. We've had a lot of Kiwi news, retail sales numbers. Today being Wednesday, we have some Aussie, some Euro numbers, the US data to be released. But the main attention that I think you should focus on is for tomorrow's GDP number to be released for the US was 6.5%, expected a 6.7. So generally what the market is expecting is a positive number towards that 6.7. I think it might even get to a 6.9%, so I think that we might see quite a good number or quite a good GDP number for the US. Why focus on the GDP number? There's so many other news to pay attention to. What I want to share with you here is something that I've formulated to simplify things down for most retail traders, is that very often you get a lot of news. You get a whole bunch of news, core durable goods, retail sales, different bankers speaking, different data being released, what to pay attention to. What I've actually done is I've actually narrowed it down to 7 news items that you should be paying attention to, or rather that I pay attention to. These are the 7, and you can see that the GDP, the gross domestic product, actually ranks quite high on my list because that comes towards what the governments pay attention to. Then central banks, I'll tell you more about that in future videos, but the governments pay attention to what GDP is presenting, because the GDP actually measures the total value of goods and services being produced in the country. What this actually indicates is whether it's going to be quite good or quite bad. So we're looking at a number going from 6.5 going to 6.7, possibly even a 6.9, which actually indicates that quarter on quarter, the US economy is actually growing slightly. It's growing, which actually could mean that we're going to see in future more employment, which actually explains why we're seeing better employment data in the US. And if we see better employment in a growing economy, we're possibly also going to see higher wage increases for those being employed. Putting all that together, what it actually indicates is some positivity, some good news towards the US dollar.